Cool. OpenSea API keys. How hard they are to get. Yeah. So, do you have a demo key or like a lightweight key? For Ori. So OpenSea API. Oh, they don't even have demo keys anymore. Oh. Oh, this is really lame. Yep, this is going to be a while. This is not going to be easy to get through. OpenSea's got seasons, and so they're replying to people or they're not. So if you're not getting response, that's pretty lame. Now, this is rate limited, so let's talk about getting around rate limits. Are you using? Yeah, that's very typical. This used to be like back in the day, iOS, when they like barely had an App Store. You would have to there's this website where it tracks the response rates for app submissions, and it was just very painful and sad when you're trying to update your app, it doesn't work, and then nobody will review it. So, yeah, 5-month response time does not sound crazy. So, okay, let's just pretend you're not going to get a key. Obviously, you filled in the form, they didn't get back to you. So, let's just try, the standard approach, which is couldn't connect to server. Okay. Asset model. Okay. So you're probably doing listings. Can you give me one curl that you have? So Ori, can you give me like a curl statement or something? I'm looking for something that I can try real fast. Oh, this is okay. Error code, nice. So no error documentation. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Exception. So here's a dumb idea. Oh, look, that worked. Idiot. Okay, so one of these was, let's make this larger if you're not. So we just stole the request that the website was using. And then what we do is we're just going to whittle it down. Okay. Ah, so it doesn't like curl. It's discriminating against curl. Okay, so we tried this, and here's what we're getting. So let's not go in Tor right now because I'm live streaming. But what you do is you use Tor. So, is it called? Do I have Tor socks? Okay, so the way to abuse the system. This is not legal advice. This is not architecture advice. This is not programming advice. So what you do is this is the standard approach is you use Torsox. You install Torsox. I can't use this, maybe. So what you do is you can run specific applications through your socks. Now, depending on how many threads you use, basically the approach is we've got a limited resource and it's limited to prevent from abusing it, and then we want to, abuse it. So what we do is we create multiple threads from different IP addresses if they're using IP blocking, and we, do what we got to do. So I want all the latest listings that have been posted in the last 5 minutes. OpenSea's listing. Okay, so that's proprietary because the listings are not published. So that's not something that you can use on a different place. Let's go find listings. Yep, you're beat. There's nothing you can do here. What we can do is by just making a firehose the hard way.
I have no idea. I can't answer that question because I've been trying to think of how to do this for the last 2 days.
Here's the person.
Oh, there he is on Reddit. I'm gonna hunt him down. Don't worry.
Let me get you a link. Oh, that's the guy.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Yep.
Didn't even think that you would be on Reddit. I'm gonna post now.
Yeah, a lot of these people are anonymous, and then sometimes some of these people are usually anonymous, but then sometimes they're around.
Yeah.
And they're posting this all over the place. Okay. And so Rapid API doesn't give you, they don't have a paid plan?
No, it's up to the person who submits the API. So he hasn't.
Right.
He hasn't allowed a subscription to it.
All right. Well, I asked them, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We'll follow up. Cool. What else is good?
Cool. Thanks so much.
Yep. Very welcome.
At least, we kind of came to the same conclusion, and I'm not going mad.
Here's another thing. Let's do this real fast. Let's do one last thing here. All right.
Yes.
All right. That's
You're a machine. Thank you so
that's
much.
what I can do for you.
Hello, Will. How are you?
Hello.
Daniel.
Cheers.
How are you?
Put you on full volume here. All right. Welcome to Community Service Hour.
Thank you very much, dear Will. It's always a pleasure to hear you, and thank you for allowing the community to engage with you.
It's my pleasure. I'm here to learn. What brings you today?
Actually, I was wondering if I could use some community service here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Oh, awesome. So the problem we have, I don't know if this applies, but never hurts to ask, right? We've been experiencing that we stopped I mean, somehow our smart contract or platform stopped from posting the transactions on blockchain on the Rinkaby blockchain, and we don't know what's going on. I don't know if you can take a quick look and just to see if there's something.
Yeah, let's look and we're public, so let's limit what's on the screen. Okay, so we've got a project here. We're looking at smart contract. This is related to certifications?
Yes, to the certifications. Yes, exactly.
I think that's emitter. Okay, here's the production. This is on the Rinkaby. So you're saying Rinkaby or also Avalanche?
Well, not even Rinkaby or Avalanche are working.
Okay, so this is Rinkaby. I'm looking at Rinkaby right now. And so it says 8 days ago is the last one. Does that sound about right?
Exactly, yeah. And then something happened. We don't know what.
And then it was 15 days ago. So 2 weeks ago, it was fine until then. And then 8 days ago, it died. And then today, it's been dead for 8 days now.
Exactly.
Okay. So I see that there's a one account that is, let's see, create mint. Yep. Okay. I'm wondering if it's out of funds. Transfer. So I just see the 0.5 came in 6 days ago. That's good. I see that it may or may not have gotten out of funds at some point in the middle of that. I see 0.5 ETH keeps coming in every once in a while. Actually, that's probably what it was the first time. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So let's go to here, 8 days ago. Okay, so 8 days ago, then 0.5 came in, a few extra transactions, another 0.5. So before things got stuck, it ran out of Ether.
Yes. My fault. That was my fault. Yeah.
That's cool. So there's an account out there and it's creating NFTs. It ran out of Ether and now it's got a backlog. So there's a failsafe on the system where these things will get queued on the application server. And the problem is that I don't know how to restart that queue. Actually, I don't even have access to the server. I think you know who does. So that person needs to either restart the queue or restart the server, and one of those two. This is a real simple fix. So let's not let this happen again. So we definitely want to get a lot more Ether into this account by whatever means necessary. If anybody's selling Rinkaby Ether and you've got at least 1,000, let me know. But if you just get some Ether into there using the easy way, the faucet or whatever, then let's do that, because you don't want to have to make that phone call again.
Correct. Oh, thank you very much. So I'll just make sure to restart the queue somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I'll just figure out.
Yeah, and you want to get this documented too, because this will happen again. Because the resource goes down, we fill it up, it starts over. So we want to have this documented. I don't see, we have a place for documentation, and this is related to the gateway. So I'm just going to read this real fast. Requests, responses. There's some stuff here, but there's not the amount of detail that we need in order to, make use of this stuff. Also, I will go to I don't see any other information here about how to restart that. And you're renting, you don't own that server, so you're renting that server. So the one that's posting that transaction. So the person who runs that, they're going to want to, you might want to include them in that discussion.
Okay.
Cool. There you go.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Will.
Yep. I
appreciate.
That's live.
Overall, it was good to hear you because I can only hear you because I am on Twitter Space.
Yeah. No, it's good. This is our first time on Twitter Spaces, and
nice.
Yeah. What's the going rate for Rinkeby ETH? 0. And you can use you can make a bot to get them. They're free. But if anybody's got $1 million, I will pay for $1 million. So
nice.
And Robston. More Robston. I care more about Robston than Rinkeby. But if you've got a lot of Rinkeby or a lot of Robston, hit me up. Give me a price. Give me a good price. So this project board is where we track different things that we're working on related to Solidity project in general. Also, I have 2 things to share about this. One of them is the Solidity Template. Solidity Template is a project. I'm going to share this in Twitch. If you're on Twitch, here it is. Here it is. And so, Daniel, I know you were checking out this too, so I wanted to share this with you. I did modify one of these. So I went into the contracts folder under access control, and I just have 2. I killed one of them, and then I kept this going. And so I've added some notes here to just kind of explain why you would use the one or the other. We're going to keep changing this all day. You're going to change it. I'm going to change it. We'll all change it. And as I'm working on this, I started putting some of the rules we have into the README file at the bottom. So some of the best practices, it's a little messy, but we'll clean it up. Like this white space, I think you were talking about this. How do we, should there be a period? Should there not be a period? We should think about this stuff. We should figure this stuff out. And then locally, this whole project will be consistent. So this will look as if one person wrote the whole project. And so we will put all of the policies here. Feel free to create policies or whatever, and then make everything consistent. So I did tease out a few policies, get them in here, which was good. And file names, sentence case, just different stuff. I also created a test folder a little bit, and I deleted some stuff. Also, this project will have, it's not, 2 changes that are going to work. One is we'll be adding a dev container. This is probably a best practice, is to use containers. I know a lot of people like Docker. I don't like Docker. So we'll be using Podman because it's free. It's open source. Better than free, it's open source. And it doesn't require root access. That's actually the most important part. It doesn't need root access. So if you are logging into different projects, you're downloading code off of GitHub, you're getting started, you're compiling stuff, your computer just got wiped. Why? Because you have a Russian keyboard logged in on your computer, and there's some malware that just, if you have a Russian keyboard installed, just deletes your whole computer. So watch out for that, right? And also use containers. So use containers when you're developing, especially untrusted code, especially any code that's more than hello world. You want to use a container for that. So that's a best practice. Actually, I'm going to write that in there first, and then we will use it later. So best references, use that's best practice. And so a lot of people that are getting computers formatted this week, because of this is an NPM thing, if you're not familiar, these people are learning to use containers. So we're going to use containers. 2, dApps. So this project is going to have different utilities in there. This is the starting point for all projects. So it should have a dApp, a real simple 1-page dApp. I don't have it checked in yet. It's on my other computer. And so this dApp will show you how to use every one of these contracts. It'll be real simple. It'll pop up and it'll be like, here are the different functions. Real simple, nothing more than you would get on Etherscan. But I feel like it's a best practice to include dApps right next to the contracts, because you shouldn't have to go to Etherscan. You should be able to test this locally. you should be able to iterate, with the DApp. And dApps are connected to, I've worked on development teams. I've worked on huge projects with Ernst & Young, now they're called EY. I've worked on little projects with individual programmers. And what happens a lot is you have different teams. You got one team on the smart contract. You got one team on infrastructure. You got one team on the front end. And it's a lot of back and forth. And so really, as the smart contract responsibility, your responsibility includes a little bit of JavaScript that can be copy pasted into the front end, because front end people don't understand asynchronous programming, asynchronous blockchain. They don't get this stuff. And so we should give them copy paste snippets. That is a best practice. Nobody does it. It's going to be the new best practice. So we're going to make it a best practice, and we're going to, do it. Yeah, I mean, let's just, define what the best practices are. We can do that. We have the authority, with the authority of people showing up on this call, people forking our stuff, this is the authority we have, and we use it to promote best practices. So when this is working, there's not going to be a lot of code here. Our goal here is not to compete with Open Zeppelin contracts. We're just going to have some things that we want to maintain, and that this will be a single author, a lot of contributors, but one voice. And it's going to be all the best practices, set the standard high. So those are 2 updates on this project.